When the winter draws in and the days get shorter and the nights, well, you guessed it, they get longer, we humans tend to want to go into hibernation, hide away from the cold, wintry conditions and curl up in front of a fire.
But in this video, we're going to help you fight that urge and head out on your bike with a few fundamental tips.
Yeah, we've come to Largs in the Swiss Alps to give you the best winter video we could possibly imagine. You ready?
I'm ready.
Being prepared is absolutely vital when it comes to any sort of bike riding, but especially when you're riding in these wintry conditions. Being underprepared can massively hamper your riding experience and leave you, well, wet, cold and miserable.
First things first, make sure you've got the right kit for the conditions you're going to be riding in. Trust me, a good set of bib tights, thick pair of socks and gloves really do make a difference when the temperature plummets. As soon as it reaches single digits, I tend to whip the bib tights out and wear them all winter long. They really do make a big difference.
The next piece of vital kit is your base layer. Now you can get them in different weights depending on what kind of temperature you're going to be riding in. Now today I've gone for a merino wool long sleeve, which should do the exact job I need it for this kind of weather. You then need to think about your layering. So I've gone for a long sleeve jersey and then a Gabba gilet for a windstopper, especially on those cold descents. It's all about keeping your core warm. If your core's warm, then it will look after your fingers and your toes too. And, well, a hat always works well as well.
It's not just you and your body that need to be prepared for winter, but also your trusty steed too. The fundamental additions you need to make to your bike are mudguards or an arse saver like this one. There is nothing worse than getting a wet, soggy bum from the wet roads in winter. And I have to say, actual mudguards would be even better if you are riding in a group.
I mean, let's be honest, there's nothing worse than sitting in a wet chamois when you get to your coffee stop. Thank God for that arse saver.
Now this next one isn't just for you, but primarily for your safety. With the winter light and the low sun, it can be really difficult for other road users to spot you. So we need to make sure we're seen no matter what the weather. We'd always recommend having a good rear light on your bike so other people can see you out on the road.
Now it has to be said, riding in the winter has to be one of the most beautiful times to ride, especially when you've got snow on the ground, it's glistening, you've got the low light, it's just beautiful. But there is a downside. Now with the extra rainfall, with the snow, with the ice, this can wash all kinds of things onto the road and it can create a lot of punctures.
When it comes to fixing roadside mechanicals, I highly recommend you have a CO2 canister with you. When you're out cycling in really low temperatures and you stop and you're stood static, your core body temperature will drop rapidly. And the last thing you want to do is spend hours by the side of the road trying to fix a puncture. Another top tip is to take tyre levers with you. I've learned from experience that cold, numb hands trying to take tyres on and off and put inner tubes in, it's a bit of a recipe for disaster.
Now back in the day, it used to be thought that winter miles was the way to go. Eddie Merckx used to say, ride your bike, ride your bike, ride your bike. But things have moved on in the world of training and fitness, and we found that variety is key. So when you head out on your winter ride, mix it up. Have a good warm up, but then do some efforts in. This also helps keep you nice and warm. The other thing not to forget is your stretching, a bit of strength training, and if the weather is really bad, then hit the turbo. You can get such good sessions inside, sweating out in your garage. But I've got to say, today is not that day. Look at that for a view.
But the winter isn't only a time to spend on the bike. You can also utilise this period to work on your core strength and flexibility, which will work wonders for when you come to go riding in the summer. Don't neglect these areas as it'll really help with injury prevention as well. So it's definitely worth spending some time on it. Just because it's winter, don't forget your sun cream. It's easy to get sunburn in the winter, especially if you're riding in snow or at higher altitudes. Make sure to get sun cream that blocks UVA and UVB light. Plus, it's also a good idea to have some lip balm to avoid those chapped lips too.
So there you have it, some of our fundamentals when it comes to hitting that winter season. Now, some of the things that we've missed is keeping well fueled, keeping well hydrated, and making sure you wash your bike after every ride.
Your bike definitely needs a wash, Hank.
Yeah.
If this video has helped, please let us know down in the comment section below. And whilst you're down there, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And lastly, a massive thank you to Larks in Switzerland for inviting us out to some proper winter shooting.
Are you out of breath?
A little bit.
Yeah, thumbs up. We'll see you in the next video. Ciao!